Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Thanks for joining us for this Tuesday edition of the Carolina weather video here for this December 8th. And a lot to talk about. A couple storm systems heading our way. First of all, let's take a look at the radar this morning. This is a look at the radar shot from 5:15. And at that point in time, you had some rain across Mississippi, Alabama, and Arkansas especially. And down into southeastern Louisiana, the rain has been exceptionally heavy there around the New Orleans area up into southern Mississippi and southern Alabama. In that area, there's already been 4 and 5 plus inches of rain. You can see that rain very, very heavy there from the Lake Charles NEXRAD site there around New Orleans, or the Slidell NEXRAD site there. Notice showing you the very heavy rain there through southeastern Louisiana up into southern Mississippi and southern Alabama. And then you get up into the colder air, and snow's flying this morning from parts of Illinois and Iowa back into the parts of Kansas especially, and it extends even farther back into the Rocky Mountain region. And I meant to put a temperature map on here, forgot to do that, but boy, just some brutally cold air now entering the northern plains and northern Rockies, and that's heading for the eastern United States. Now let's get into the modeling. This is the 6Z run of the GFS, and this is valid 7 o'clock this evening. And a big area of low pressure taking shape over Missouri. Back in the colder air, you have a lot of snow flying from the plain states up into the midwestern states. There'll be some spots that see upwards of a foot of snow up that way. Thunderstorm potential down in the warm, unstable air across the deep south and the lower Mississippi Valley. And for today, we still have in the Piedmont of North Carolina and the Piedmont of South Carolina still have the cold air damming configuration in place, some high pressure wedging on down. So for us, we'll see rain try to push in with time through the afternoon hours today, but it's going to be a relatively chilly day. Highs only in the 40s today, and then as we go through the night, that wedge will be scouring itself out, or gets scoured out rather, as we have pretty strong southerly flow that sort of takes over here across the southeast. So the wedge will scour out. We'll see evening temperatures holding steady, probably temperatures warming a bit overnight. Now the rain that occurs this afternoon will be very light, but the rainfall intensities will pick up as we go through tonight. Probably some pockets of heavy rain. I think again many spots will pick up at least an inch, and many spots will pick up at least 2+ inches of rain with this tonight into tomorrow morning. Now in terms of severe weather, again, I already highlighted the area there, lower Mississippi Valley and the deep south, and also as that wedge erodes away, could have some locally strong to severe storms in the coastal plain of the Carolinas. I think for the Charlotte and the Triad zones, and probably Raleigh as well, the severe weather risk is very low. Sure, could see some rumbles of thunder late tonight or tomorrow morning, but I think the best severe weather risk will be over toward the coastal plain. Let's go out now to 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, the front sweeping through. The rain chance probably ends tomorrow morning in most spots here across our region, and then we see some afternoon sunshine. Now the cold air will not really begin to settle in until later on tomorrow night. So it's going to be a mild Wednesday. We're talking highs tomorrow up into the 60s. Enjoy that if you like milder weather, because here comes the cold air. This is the real deal. This is true Arctic air. It's going to be discharged here into much of the central and eastern part of the country, and this is really dry, cold Arctic air that settles on in. So Thursday we're looking at 40s at best for highs with a lot of sunshine. And Thursday night into Friday morning, we drop well down into the 20s for lows. And then things get pretty interesting. This is Friday, and again, this is the 6C run of the GFS, not the parallel version, the regular version of the GFS. And here we are now, Friday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. High pressure sitting right across the region. That is cold, dry, Arctic high pressure. And a Friday, we'll see increasing cloud cover. And then the GFS brings precipitation in Friday evening and Friday night. The GFS is one of the quicker models with bringing the precip in. Let me just sort of take it out through the run of the GFS. That's Saturday 1 o'clock in the morning. That is Saturday 1 in the afternoon. And what we're looking at here, that blue line, that is the 0 degree line, or the freezing line up about 5,000 feet. And finally here out to 1 a.m. Sunday morning. Still precip around the area. And that finally ends sometime Sunday morning. That's Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. The GFS here, if you take this at face value, this is the setup. Cold Arctic air at the surface. Overriding that, you have this broad west-southwesterly flow up at 500 millibars, and that brings the rain in. This is overrunning precipitation. So you take the GFS at face value for Charlotte, the Triad. It shows a brief shot of some snow and sleet moving in Friday night. And then the main predominant precipitation type there in the Piedmont of North Carolina is freezing rain as we go through Saturday into Saturday night. Let me show you the type of agreement we have amongst the modeling. Now again, I mentioned the GFS is one of the quicker models. The European really doesn't bring any precip in until during the day Saturday. Even still, this is a look at 0Z Sunday. That's 7 o'clock Saturday evening. European, saturated up at 850 millibars, and these are 850 millibar temperatures. And what we're looking at here is 850 millibar temperatures anywhere between 2 and 4 degrees Celsius at 7 o'clock in the evening Saturday. Surface temperatures, they would almost certainly be below freezing in many of those favored cold air damming locations. The Canadian also brings the precip in Saturday. Very healthy looking cold air damming configuration, low pressure off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. And again, 850 millibar temperatures here, looking roughly 2 to 4 degrees Celsius in many Piedmont spots. But here's the surface temperatures off the Canadian. And you see we're looking at upper 20s to lower 30s in many of those cold air damming locations. So, and this is again 7 o'clock Saturday evening. So I think what we're looking at here is a lot of agreement, frankly, in the modeling that we're going to see an overrunning precipitation event by Saturday. The GFS is quicker. We're moving stuff in Friday night. And a lot of times with these overrunning deals, you do see the precip moving in a little quicker than the models are forecasting. Now, the air is going to be very, very dry Friday. We're talking dew point temperatures, single digits, maybe even some spots trying to dip down into the just below zero category for surface dew point. So it's an extraordinarily dry Arctic air mass that will be in place Friday. So it might take a while to actually get precip to reach the ground. But it looks like, say Friday, just because of the speed of typically things going quicker than a lot of times the models indicate. I'm going to say Friday night we have the potential to begin to see some precip move in. As it looks right now, it could be an initial shot of snow or sleet before we kick over to freezing rain Saturday into Saturday night. Now the precipitation amounts don't look terribly heavy overall right now. But that could certainly change, and it does look like we have decent potential for some type of winter weather event by, if not Friday night, then certainly Saturday across the Piedmont of North Carolina, those favored cold air damming areas. We'll see how significant it's going to be, but just keep in the back of your mind we need to carefully watch Saturday. Now, a lot of folks want to talk about the longer range. I want to show you this. This is the Arctic Oscillation. This is the ensemble forecast grid. It's really plunging into the negative category here as we head toward mid-December. The PNA, Pacific North America Oscillation, Pacific North American Index rather, we're looking at it spiking positive here as we head toward mid-December. The NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, spiking toward the negative category as we head toward mid-December. All those are indices that favor cold air in the eastern part of the country and favor sort of a stormy pattern as well, based on some of the other factors we're looking at. And just an example here, this is all the way out at the end of the GFS run. This is the 0Z run. This is 23rd of December, and storm system moving through, showing some wintry precip. So I think as we go through really the rest of December, it still looks cold, it still looks stormy, and so it looks like an active time here across the central and eastern U.S. here, especially right around our area as well, with cold air, some winter precip chances. This is not all we're probably going to have in terms of winter precip chances this weekend. There's more probably coming down the line, so we'll see how all that plays out. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a great Tuesday, and God bless.